What is up, guys? Charles from Team COG here, coming at you guys with a testing video that we were doing. It's going to be me on the left piloting Guardragon Crusadia, and Shane on the right piloting Subterror. Yeah, just Subterror. So, shout out to our sponsors at Game Times Cards and Collectibles, and thank you to all for subscribers. So, we're just gonna. This is one of the first post-commentary duel videos that I hope to bring you. I'm sorry for the watermark here on the left. I am doing this on my iPad, and sadly, I just can't get rid of that watermark. It will not let me remove it. So going into the duel, I win the dice roll, and I start out by normaling Arborea. Going into Magus, so it's always good to do Arborea, because Arborea protects us from, what's it called, Ghost Ogre. So going off Believe It or Not, so Shane's sitting there. Shane's been piloting the Subterrors, but I don't think he opens any hand traps if I remember right. So it's pretty rough for him, which means I'm going to go pretty well, and I think I'm going to end up pretty much going full combo. I think, though, I don't draw any other dragon extenders outside of Draco, so my draw off of Saryuja is very lackluster, I think. But anyway, I go into, I just summon the Draco into the Spatha, use Draco's effect to add me back the Arborea, and then I will use... I think I just go ahead and link into Ellipse, however you pronounce it. But here he goes through his hands and he jokingly, I actually do believe, I think I have a call by in hand, so I'm waiting for the hand trap to hit the Ellipse, but he doesn't have anything, which is rough considering that Subterrors play like 6 to 9 hand traps. I think he said he was playing 8 hand traps and didn't see a single one, so that's pretty rough. But going on, we're playing through. Fun fact, guys, like before this was our second take of this video because when we record the first one, I won the dice roll and was able to go first, but then my dogs busted through the door and pretty much knocked the camera over. So that was pretty good because my hand was awful. My hand was really bad. So instead I offered him pretty much, let's restart, let's re-roll, and deciding he was down for it because he lost the dice roll. So we re-rolled and I won it again, as you guys could tell. But I'm going into our first Skull Dread, the next boy to be banned, probably. So he looks at his... He doesn't even look at his hand. He knows. So I draw my 4 cards, and I can't remember. I don't think I draw any form of extender in the way of Draco. I think I just draw... Like, I draw a way to make the Augur Pain and the Pipsy and stuff, but I don't think I draw enough to go into a second Skull Dread, which is all right. But I do get that Terraforming. And Terraforming is going to prove to be really clutch. I'm going to get that Sea Turtle. And this deck really reminds me of World Chalice, except for I think we're a little bit more aggressive than World Chalice. In the simple... what do I put it? It's just... It puts on more negates outside the Sea Turtle, whereas World Chalice was just famous for the Sea Turtle. So as here you see me, I drew into Monster Reborn, so I just used the Reborn to bring back the Draco. And sadly, I don't have a way to extend past that with a dragon, so that's too bad. I mean, that's how it happens. So I use the typical red dragon, red eyes metal, God, I can't speak, guys. Red eyes metal dragon's effect to just bring back a dragon, go into Augur Pain, and Augur Pain will float me out the Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing is really good in my opinion because it hits the certain like matchup. It's really strong against almost every matchup, especially the Thunder Dragons and the Dangers. So I'm looking at I really don't have anything, so I think I just go ahead and count through the counters to go ahead and give me 4 counters, so it should be at 4. I go ahead and get the Sea Turtle, and I'm looking here. What am I know I'm going for the Sea Turtle, but I'm trying to remember what's in my hand. I think I just finished with kind of a really lackluster board, to be honest with you, in my opinion. However, looking back on it, it was actually pretty strong, just for the fact that I think you're going to see me. I'm going to link into triple Burst Dragon because it's the only thing I can link into. I mean, I guess I can make a weaker Saryuja, but I didn't think it was worth it. But triple Burst activates like negate stuff during the damage step, which is really good. It can stop the final battle. It can stop Ray. And I go to put it here, but I'd quickly change it because I realized I need 2 zones to summon to, and that would pretty much take up 1. So I think I shoot for... Looking at my cards, wondering what's the best thing to do. My goofy ass looking. So I special the Maximus there, and I special Arborea and just quickly synchro into the Cyverse Quantum Dragon, which is really a busted card. Cyverse says, guess what? You have to target me for everything. And if you guys don't know, when we get Mech Knight or Crusadia Mech Knight Astrum. Quantum plus Astrum is a small lock where they can't declare an attack on any of your cards, which is really good. But this card's really good. I decided to play it instead of the what do you call it? Instead of the F.A. Dawn Dragster, because I felt like this card was better in a sense. If you back it up, it's really good, and that it just outs Thunder Dragons pretty well. And Thunder Dragon is probably one of the worst matchups you have, that we have. So he's going to start out with Pot of Duality. So if you guys are familiar, you always negate the first thing. Always negate the first thing. And normally you let the second thing resolve, so you get another counter back, depending on what it is. So he normals Archer. So his hand was really bad, I think. So yeah, oh wow. So he just sets 3, no Hidden City, no nothing. That Duality was probably what he was banking on, and I just had the right card to answer it. So then this is where I'm happy I can commentate, so I can explain to you guys what happens. So I draw for turn. I drew a Draco, I think. So I go standby in my main phase, and you're going to see a misplay here on my part. So he flips over. There can only be 1. So I think about negating here, but I look at my board and I realize, like, I have a pretty solid board. Even if I get rid of the dragons, like, I'm pretty good. So I actually do get rid of it, and I should not have got rid of the Quantum Dragon. It's a Cyverse, but my dumbass was thinking that it was a dragon because it's in the name. So I get rid of the Quantum Dragon, which is a big misplay. So I ask him, I was like, anything in response to that? And he says nope. So essentially he lets there can only be 1 resolve. So there only can be 1 resolve, sending the cards first. Then he decides to activate the Goes In, which allows my counters to go back up. So essentially after it's all said and done, he ends up going Goes In. I respond with Gamma Seal. He goes Fiendus. I go Call By. He goes Final Battle. I respond with the last 2 negates with Gamma Seal, ending everything there. So then we're just discussing the chain links here. Cyverse Quantum Dragon should still be on the field. That's my misplay, guys. That's why I enjoy watching these videos, because I get to see how I misplay. So essentially, that's my fault. It should still be on the field, and it would definitely make... It would essentially... I think it would be game, if not close to game. It would finish it a lot sooner than it ends here. So we're just discussing the chain links, and he goes, all right. He finally got it. And then after the chain resolves, Call By gets to go to the grave, giving me another counter. So here I look at my hand, I look at my graveyard. I have Draco in hand, and I can't summon Draco, but you guys are going to watch me. I'm going to attempt to summon it, just because I forget about there can only be 1. And this is a dangerous move, switching the Subterror to attack. And luckily Shane here catches the Draco and tells me I can't have it, so I put Draco back in my hand. Thank goodness. So no cheating on my part, just a bad misplay in Quantum. So then I get ready to declare. This is right there. He reminds me about the Draco. So Draco goes back. It's like, oh, you're right. I can't cheat you. So I declare with Gamma Seal, and he just told me he wasn't even going to activate the effect, I assume, because of Crystal Wing was still alive with a negation. So I decided to set the Draco. Or nope. I keep the Draco. What do I do? What am I doing? I keep the Draco because a Draco technically is a good recovery play. So he tops decks. His top deck is not that good. So, but luckily I top deck into Reclusia. So he just scoops it up, and then we're just going to go ahead and jump into the next game. I decide to side. He decides not to side because, well, 1, he doesn't really have a side deck built yet. We're still testing because we have regional coming up. And I wasn't going to side, but I thought, if we're testing for regional, I need to test out my side. So I throw it in because it doesn't benefit us either way. He's going to want to go first too. So essentially, from what I understand, like the main deck wouldn't change any. So, excuse me. My side deck is really hardcore geared for going second. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm taking out certain cards, certain extenders, and putting in Kaijus, Twin Twisters, and stuff. I'm pretty much back to the old Crusadia days, and just playing enough Dragon extenders that I can potentially combo off and make like essentially my playstyle is either I break your board in 1 punch with Equal Max, or I break your board and build my own board and negate and stop you from reconstructing yours, I guess, if that makes sense. But thankfully, guys, we have a life point counter in the background that we do not use at all this first game. So go us, right? But anyway, guys, he's just shuffling up. I'm shuffling up. I'm siding in a lot of cards, and I'm sorry, guys, I cannot fast forward past this. I forgot to cut this out, so you're gonna have to watch me side. So please comment down below, guys, if you like these post commentary duel videos. And let me know if you want to see more of them. I feel like they're better than just uploading videos, just simply because a lot of people judge, a lot of people ask questions. And essentially, as a commentator, you're allowed to answer the questions because now it's different. Like, it's so different when you're sitting in the game playing it versus sitting on the outside watching it. So, it's really good. So here I decided to make a dumb mistake here. I side out all my Destrudos, which I'm a pro Destrudo person. So I side out my Destrudos, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have at least kept 1 or 2 in, or maybe kept 1. But your boy wasn't thinking about it until it was too late. So I decided to side in this right here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and power shuffle because my luck, guys, is awful. My drawing, all that stuff. I'm not lucky at all. My luck is awful. So just making sure I side correctly because I've had a few times in the past. I'm an honest player. There have been a few times in the past regionals, local events where I miss side. I catch it that my side deck is 14 cards when it should have been 15, and I draw into a side card that should not be there, and I'm an honest player, so I honestly admit to it. Given and the more or less a lot of people don't because you give up the game. But I like to be honest. I think honesty goes a good way. So if I draw a card and I realize, oh, uh-oh, and then I'll count my side deck and I realize, oh no, I have 14 cards in my side deck. What's going on? I admit defeat because it's technically it's my fault. I lost, so I'll admit defeat. And they've been times I've cut through a game because of it. It'll be 1-1. In game 2, I'll draw into a side deck and I'll get out and I'll count my side deck real quick and I realize I have 14 and I'll give it to him. And you know, no one is down. No one will refuse a free win. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it up because I don't want him to draw essentially his combo, and which Subterrors don't really have combos. They just have Hidden City plus 4 Floodgates, and they win. So looking in this, he goes ahead and gets his 5 cards, and he's going to start. But if I remember right, his opening hand wasn't too good. Like, it was pretty bad. And my opening hand wasn't good enough because of the... I feared the Floodgates. Like, I don't think I had 20 Twisters or anything like that. But he gets Hidden City, which Hidden City is really good. Like, it sucks that that card's balanced. It's a hard once per turn. If that card was not once per turn, this deck, I think, would make a bigger impact, personally. It would definitely allow you to play more of the Behemoths. But fun fact about Subterrors, guys, I am known for, at my locals, for picking up the bad TCG exclusives. So I remember picking up this entire deck, opening multiple boxes to get Hidden City because I saw the potential, just to realize they were bad, to sell the deck, just to watch them release Guru in the following week. So he's going to do the typical Guru play where he activates a Hidden City, gets the Guru, sets Guru, flips Guru, searches a Fiendus, I think. No, he searches Final Battle. So at this point, this kind of makes me realize, like, oh, if he has Final, or is that Final Battle? No, that's not Final Battle. That's Subterror Cave Clash. That if he has the Cave Clash, that he has the other cards in his hand. He's playing a really interesting build. He's deciding to main deck the border, which, you know, is definitely kind of unorthodox, but it does put in work. We've seen it put in work. So I draw and I top deck Twin Twisters, which is just amazing. But you see, you're going to watch me kind of misplay here. Oh, no, I don't. Never mind. I thought I did. I kaiju him. So that's extremely good on my part because now my hand pretty much says I can go through the old school Crusadia and one-punch him. But I realized that I forgot to side in Revival. So I can't Revival. But right here, guys, he's about to scoot it up. He really is. But I'm like, no, let's play through. Let's play it through for the video, you know. Like, you never know. You might be able to mount a comeback. So he decides to, yeah. So he flips him over and puts him up. And his hand's not too good either, but this deck kind of reminds me of Salamangreats to an extent. It's essentially if you solve the Guru, you shut off their power cards. Like, if they can't Fiendus, like in the sense of a Kaiju or something like that, they can't be responded to by Fiendus, that shuts off Final Battle and like I said, Fiendus. So it really makes it to where the matchup is a lot easier. So right here, I'm contemplating. I'm looking at my hand, trying to figure out if I have Draco in hand. So I'm trying to figure out if I have the play to one punch. But that's when I remembered that I did not have Revival, so I would not be able to put on enough damage. And sometimes, like, you got to kill him. So that was like, if you don't have enough to kill him, you're in a bad spot because a lot of decks, especially kind of like Altergeist, but Subterrors are similar to where all it takes is one card to get them going again, which of course will be Pot of Extravagance and stuff like that. So let's see here. So I think I'm at this point, I'm like looking at my hand. I realize that I have to go into Spath and go through the Guardragon play. So instead of doing the old Crusadia one punch, I got to go in to break your board and build my own. So I'm really hoping we get Spath as a super in the OTS, that or Draco. So Draco's going to add me back the Arborea. And then this is where the shenanigans begin. But I realize I have to, since I had to ditch the Red Eyes Darkness Metal, I have to do a reverse combo. And this is pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of myself. I have to do a reverse combo. So normally, as you guys know, you go into Lippy, but I have to go into Pitsy to get back the the what do you call it? The Red Eyes Darkness Metal. So this is actually very interesting in the fact that I have to draw, and then I think I draw into the Collapse Serpent or the Wyvern Buster, which is really good. It's extremely good. Those cards are such good extenders for the deck. So I put back my 3, which I think are pretty easy to put back. I couldn't tell you. I can't remember what I do to put them back, but I know that. So there's the Collapse Serpent touching down. So I banish the Spatha. I link it off into Elippy, and this is where I realize I forgot Destrudo, and I really shouldn't have forgot Destrudo, because that actually makes Borreload Savage and my extra deck dead. I should have left 1 in, and it's my mistake. It's a horrible mistake, so I'm glad I figured this out right now instead of when we go to a regional. So I decide to use the Elippy effect to summon out. What I was going for was Destrudo, but I have to end up summoning out a Draco, which is awful. Like I learned my lesson. Excuse me, guys. So I've learned my lesson. Poor Shane, he's just sitting over here just like, wow. He thinks I'm going to be able to mount a comeback, huh? But he's a good sport. He's decided to sit it through. This was good testing for us so that we could get it in for a regional, and I really wanted to test against the Subterrors. We did a lot of testing tonight. I was hoping to bring you guys like some Orcus duels, but I wasn't able to record them due to just life in general. The soon-to-be wife was, how do you put it, going frantic. The dogs were going nuts, so I wasn't able to get those videos recorded. However, I can hopefully, as long as the mail comes through, I can get you guys an updated, not even an updated, a actual Orcus deck profile. But we were playtesting a lot tonight, giving him the proper playtesting he deserves. So here I decide to link into Agripane. So again, I don't think I can make the second Saryuja. I don't think I have it. But I think I'm able to put on enough damage and negation that I'm able to seal the deal, especially since all he has is a Gamma Seal. But it's so strange. Eventually, at the end of the match, he tells me he opened pretty much 3 hidden cities, which that's why if that card was not a hard once per turn, he would be pretty loaded. So here I skip a step. I meant to summon Crystal Wing and then link into the same Triple Burst Dragon, which is such a good card. And then I think if I remember right, I'm able to push through my boards. Okay, it ends up being an Equal Max with a loaded with a negate, a Triple Burst, and a Crystal Wing. So I'm really happy to actually do this because Equal Max is so good. I'm so happy to be able to still play him in the deck. I know some people prefer Boral Sword, but I prefer this. It pretty much, by doing this right here, like assures me that this deck is not just using Crusadia as an engine. As long as I'm ending with a Crusadia card or ending on like Equal Max, it is still Crusadia Guardragon, not just Guardragon with a Crusadia engine. So I make Equal Max, and then I set the Crawler, and I essentially declare battle. I smack over the Gamma Seal for a lot of damage because Equal Max is gaining that attack. So I pull up my phone, as you guys can see. I'm going to do the quick math. It's 2,400 that I'm gaining off the Triple Burst, 22 from the Gamma Seal, and my 2,000 minus 22, which is 44. Then I can attack with the Crystal Wing for 3,000, leave him with 14, I think. And as you guys can see, we're going to actually finally, for the first time, use that life point calculator. So we're just doing the quick math. He's just getting it done. We're testing out life point calculators. So then I declare with the Crystal Wing. And for everyone out there who does not know, yes, I can attack with Crystal Wing because I have not used any Crusadia effect to lock me from not attacking with it. So it is a legal play because I know it'll come. So Standby Phase hits, I flip the Crawler, summoning the Crawler to get a search. So the good thing about this is it baits out a lot of things. So it allows me to bait out an Ash or something like that because the search is pretty detrimental, excuse me, because it allows me to get Succession or Guardragon, which of course is a recovery play for the following turn. So they have to solve it. So he's forced to activate a Pot of Extravagance, essentially Ash Bait 2.0, since Pot of Desires was Ash Bait 2.1, and I'm forced to negate it. So I just pretty much tribute the Crawler with the Equal Max and negate and just give him 6 because at this point I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do. So he actually decides to check what he's banished because he's like, it might matter. And I think he opens Guru. No, he uses one of, no, that's right, he had the other 3 hidden cities. So he uses Hidden City. I have no response because your boy ain't lucky enough to open hand traps. And he's going to grab Guru, I think. Or does he grab? Yeah, he grabs Guru. because he's going to use the Guru, and I remember I want to be able to respond with the Crystal Wing. So he grabs Guru. He's going to go ahead and shuffle up. And I'm pointing at him because I know he's a chinky boy, and I know he has the Fiendus in hand. But what I don't know is what his other cards are, which is what kind of worries me, because if it's a certain hand trap that can respond to the Crystal Wing outside of Fiendus, I'm kind of in a... And if they remove the Crystal Wing, I'm kind of worried. So he sets the Guru. Hidden City, he's going to flip the Guru. He's going to search a card. I'm going to attempt to negate with Crystal Wing, but he has the Fiendus, and I have no way to stop the Fiendus. But Fiendus, though, Fiendus should destroy. It's so too bad that it doesn't destroy, because if it did destroy, it would be so much better solving the cards, but it doesn't, so it just negates it, which kind of sucks, but, you know, like, not everything can be broken. So he gets Final Battle. So, like, this is kind of cool, because right here you're able to see if his other card in his hand was maybe some sort of extender, maybe some sort of draw card, but it's just another Hidden City. He's stuck, you know, he just T-sets and passes. So I draw, and I contemplate, because I know that if he flips the Guru, or when I flip the Guru in the damage calculation, that he can boost his attack. But thank goodness Triple Burst can respond to that, so I'm pretty sure I have this in the bag. But at that time, I don't know what his hand is, so I'm kind of worried about that hand, what the card in the hand is, so I decided to play it safe. So I activate Succession, and I actually do it pretty smart. I'm deciding to, I think I do it smart. I get the Draco, summon the Draco to pretty much make Equal-Max live again, and use Draco to add me back the Maximus. And I'm going to just normal the Maximus just to go ahead and push for damage in case like he has anything that can stop me. So if you guys watch me, I'm going to normal the Maximus, and then I even have the Collapse Server in hand that I can even put out on the field and push for as well. But I have Twin Twisters, and since I just decided to go ahead and get rid of it because Hidden City can also negate my attack. And as you see, I make the gun noise. And that's a reference to earlier duels. He was just sniping dangers out of my hand all night long. It was not fair. So he just checks his card just to see if he even can do anything. He thought he would top deck it goes, and so that is it, guys. That is it for the match. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe if you'd like to see more Duel videos. This is Charles, signing out.